Happy birthday, Kathy. For your birthday present this year, I thought I would do something totally different. Not only did I film the creation of your little painting of sunflowers, I wanted to share our friendship story, our BFF story. Kathy and I have been best friends for 43 years. Kathy and I started our friendship in 7th grade. The year was 1982, and it seems like a lifetime ago. Well, it was a lifetime ago. We were awkward, but we really didn't know it, and we really didn't care. We were just happy to be at school and in the daily social life there. By the time 8th grade came, Kathy had bleached blonde bangs to match one of the members of Duran Duran. Kathy was the biggest Duranie ever and obsessed with the lead singer Simon Le Bon. Me, I was more into rock, and I loved Def Leppard. We were all about MTV and Friday night videos, much like everyone else. I'm so glad that Kathy and I grew up in the 80s. It was a magical time, a time of great music, a time with no computers or social media. We felt enough pressure to look a certain way without the added stress of social media. So glad we didn't have to deal with it. We had a telephone, and that was good enough to make plans, and we made plans. We had so much fun all the time. Our friendship blossomed into a best friendship in high school. We had so many classes together. We went out to lunch off campus every day together with our group of 8 girlfriends. I can't believe how many bodies we could pile into one car, but we managed. We spent hours upon hours talking on the phone and hanging out after school and on the weekends. We would go out to eat and to the movies. We had sleepovers and more hangouts than I can count. We were there for each other, for all of the high school drama and the ups and downs, the boyfriends and the crushes, for the high school breakups and disappointments. Our girl group would do some crazy things, like all chip in for a limo driver to drive us around town on a Saturday night. Those were memories we'll never forget. Glad we did have a limo night, even if it was for the sole purpose of taking that favorite iconic picture of us before we went out. My goodness, we had some hair, and we used a lot of hairspray back in the day. I remember my bathroom walls were sticky with Aquanet. Just look at our pictures before senior prom. We had a blast doing all the fun high school spirit things, like going to grad night at Disney World. And even though it rained on us the minute we got there, we were all soaked. It was still great memories. I remember in middle school reading what someone had written on a bathroom stall. It said, "Here we come, and we're going to be great because we're the class of '88. Truly, the class of '88 was the best. Kathy and I both always loved art in high school. And Kathy went on to even get a degree in art history in college. I was an art major my freshman year of college before getting married and starting a family right at the age of 19. As time went on, Kathy and I have had some parallel things happen in our lives. We were both diagnosed with chronic lifelong illness in our 20s. Kathy was diagnosed with pulmonary hypertension in her early 20s, just weeks after getting married. And I remember finding out that she was told that she would need a heart and lung transplant. I cried and cried. It was devastating. I'm so grateful through modern medicine that she was able to get the medication she needed, and she's still here today. I credit Kathy for getting me back to my art. I painted a lot between the years of 2002 and 2008 when my kids were growing up. When the financial crisis happened in 2008, we had to sell our home and move to another state, and I quit painting. I not only quit painting, I quit painting for 16 years, and I'm embarrassed to admit that. I was a blocked creative for 16 years. I had every mental excuse and used all kinds of distractions to not feel guilty about not using my talents. Meanwhile, Kathy was using hers nearly every day, and every once in a while I would get a text message that said, "Are you doing anything with your art?" Or something like, "You're too good to not be doing something with your art." And this year it was something like, "Why don't you start a YouTube channel like me?" These messages were ones I got for years. Meanwhile, Kathy was developing her talents and skills as an illustrator and graphic designer. She loves whimsical designs and she's very good at what she does. And I'm always amazed at her process videos on her newest art channel, Catherine Van Osdale Designs. Kathy's always encouraging me to set up an Etsy shop or to do anything entrepreneurial, which I haven't started an Etsy shop. I'm doing good to just figure out video editing right now. But Kathy, she's a natural born entrepreneur. It doesn't take much for her to come up with business ideas and make suggestions. I've said many times that if she didn't have a chronic health issue, she would have been a millionaire by now. There's no doubt in my mind that she would totally be a millionaire. I'm convinced these little YouTube channels aren't the end of our creativity. It's really just the beginning of it. It's something that I've begun to understand this year is the importance of creating and showing up every day to create something. Can't be anything. We all have an innate desire to create something and share our talents with others, whether it be cooking something, making music, or making art. Sharing our talents helps others to know that it's okay to share and develop theirs too. Kathy is that example to me. Kathy and I have had 43 years of developing a friendship, a best friendship that can't be broken. My granddaughter has even started drawing and painting gifts to send to her Aunt Kathy. My whole family loves Kathy. All of my friends wherever I live and have lived all know who Kathy is, even though Kathy and I haven't lived in the same state for 35 years. They know how much Kathy means to me, and I'm teary-eyed as I write this that there is no friend that has the history that we do. We were there at the first of a true lifetime friendship for both of us, and how blessed we are to have that. Not everyone gets to have a friendship like that. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you for your friendship, for your example, for every time you've given of your time to me, whether it's hanging out, talking on the phone, or texting, for just being there for me. Thank you for listening to my complaints, for helping me to see the big picture through life's challenges. Thank you for reminding me so often that I'm an artist and I need to create. You are an example and an inspiration for what it means to show up and just do it. Imagine what can happen in the next years for us as we continue to do that. I hope you have a very happy birthday today and you enjoyed this little surprise video in your YouTube subscription feed this morning. I hope every time you look at it, your little sunflower painting, you remember all the love that I have for you as my best friend. Thank you for the last 43 years, and I look forward to being forever best friends.